Hi, fifth graders. Welcome back to Persuasive Writing. Today is session 7, and today we will be finding evidence to support your third reason. So we are now working on your third body paragraph of your paper. Today's teaching point, we are continuing to think through both sides of an argument, meaning we're looking at the pros and cons of both sides of your argument, and we're finding out how can we select valuable evidence in order to best convince or persuade our audience. We're also going to be focusing on unpacking evidence and connecting it to your reasons. So at this point, you have seen this chart before. Today, you're working on finding 3 pieces of evidence to support your third reason. So at this point, you should have completed your evidence to support reason number 1, evidence to support reason number 2, and this is where we're at today, looking for reason number 3. So writing to think. In your boxes and bullets, you have a column for your evidence, a column for your sources, and a column for your writing to think. And I will open up that in just a minute. First, I want to talk about what does it mean when I say unpack those quotes. Well, in the past, Mrs. Charbonneau has gone through this, but I'd like to review it a little bit. So when you include a piece of evidence, whether it is a quotation or a paraphrase that you decided to include to support your reason, you most likely are including a lot of information. So whether that be a statistic, a number, a case study, or just a general piece of information that you found doing research, you need to explain to your reader why you included that piece of evidence. How does that relate back to your reason, and how does that prove your point? Why is it important? So this is where you're including your own thoughts. So what are you proving by including that piece of information? That is what you need to ask yourself. And how does it relate back to your reason? So let's take a look at my boxes and bullets. So I have completed reason number 1, reason number 2, and reason number 3. So just as a reminder, I am writing about why all kids should play in a team sport. So my third reason is that sports help kids build strong social skills. Now I've already come up with my evidence. I've done a little bit of research and I found 3 pieces of evidence that I feel strongly relate and support this reason right here. Remember, your evidence should be directly related to this topic of your reason. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I go through and I write to think or unpack these quotes. So let's look at my first piece of evidence that supports the fact that sports help kids build strong social skills. My piece of evidence says, sports teams place children in a diverse range of social situations. This means that they are in lots of different social situations when they're on a sports team. In order to be successful as a team, they must communicate on and off the field. Okay, so I found this to be very interesting, and I wanted to include it in my paper because I feel like that is a good piece of evidence that supports this reason. But now I need to unpack and explain to my reader why I chose to include this piece of information and how it relates back to my reason. So let me think. Sports teams place children in a diverse range of social situations. In order to be successful as a team, they must communicate on and off the field. All right, so I want to avoid saying the exact same thing, but rewording it. For example, if I were to say sports force kids to be in different social situations and communicate well. Yes, this is true. However, if you notice, I'm essentially saying the exact same thing as my piece of evidence, which is what I want to avoid. It's not really fun when you're reading a paper and you're reading the same thing over and over again. It gets a little bit repetitive and it gets a little bit boring for the reader. So we want to keep them on their toes and we want to keep them engaged. So in order to do that, we need to sort of switch things up, and after you use your evidence, then you need to include your own thoughts. So instead of saying this, I'm going to say, how does it prove that it helps them build social skills? Well, in order to have strong social skills, you need to be able to adapt to your surroundings and communicate with different groups of people. This proves that being on a team will help kids build the skills they need in order to do so. Okay, now it doesn't have to be exactly how you want to include it in your paper. You can always go back and revise. But do you see how I am proving that this piece of evidence supports this reason? But I'm not necessarily restating it. I'm including my own thoughts. So I said, in order to have strong social skills, you need to be able to adapt to your surroundings. Well, I talked about being in different surroundings, in a diverse range of social situations. So I'm relating that back to the surroundings. And you need to be able to communicate with different groups of people. I talked about how they have to communicate on and off the field, but I didn't necessarily say that exact same thing. This proves that being on a team will help kids build the skills they need in order to do so. All right, so I've proved that this piece of evidence relates back to my reason. Let's look at my second piece of evidence. Team sports teach children to have respect for the rules of the game, their coaches, their leaders, and their classmates. All right, so that's interesting. Sports teams teach kids how to have respect, but what does respect have to do with social skills? This is where I have to write to think and unpack this quote. I need to explain to my reader how this piece of evidence proves this reason. So I know that in order to have strong social skills and communicate well, you need to have respect for the people that you're communicating with. Since sports teams teach respect, I can prove that it will help kids to build stronger social skills. So I'm going to say, in order to communicate effectively and have strong social skills, kids need to be respectful to those they are communicating with. Okay, so now I've shown that in order to communicate effectively and have those strong social skills, you need to have respect for those you're talking with or communicating with. So that is how this piece of evidence relates back to my reason. Now my third and final piece of evidence. This one is a little bit longer, so I think I might paraphrase it when it comes to writing my actual paper, but for now I just put it as a direct quote. By establishing friendship and becoming acquaintances with other people, kids get a sense of belongingness. Being socially sound at an early age helps them make good impressions in their future careers and establish strong relationships. Well, what is this quote saying? What it's saying is that they build friendships and they get that sense of belongingness. And by building these strong social skills at a young age, it sets them up for a successful future. So how does this relate back to strong social skills? Well, being on a team, actually I'm going to start it off with a sentence starter. This shows that being on a team provides kids with a sense of community. I'm referring back to this belongingness. They're a part of a community. Provides kids with a sense of community. Actually, I feel like that might even be a little bit too repetitive. I've already said that. This shows that being on a team provides kids with the tools that they may need in order to effectively communicate in the future. Okay, well, I have said that building these strong social skills on a team can help them in the future with their careers, and that relates back to having strong social skills. So this shows that being on a team provides kids with the tools they may need in order to effectively communicate in the future. Is there anything else I could say about this? The sense of belongingness gives kids the confidence to socialize with their teams. So think about it this way. If you are on a team, or you're in a class, or you're in some sort of group, if you feel like you don't belong, are you necessarily going to socialize and have that confidence? Not really. I know I wouldn't. But if I'm on a team and I feel comfortable with my teammates and I feel like I belong in that team, I will be more likely to feel confident in myself and my ability to socialize with other people. So that is how being on a team helps kids build strong social skills. So what I've done is I've looked at my evidence and I've unpacked my evidence to show that it relates directly back to my reason without being too repetitive. That is the key. Always think, am I saying the same thing in different words? If you are repeating the same thing, just rewording it a little bit, that's what we want to try to avoid. We want it to be your own thoughts, okay? Your own inferences that you've drawn from the evidence, okay? So your task today is to unpack your quotes. Revisit your writing to think throughout your paper, not just for reason number 3. Look back to reason number 1 and 2. Did you unpack your evidence and include your own thoughts? Did you connect the evidence to your reasons? Did you repeat what the evidence is saying only in different words? If so, you'll need to think about revising. So, like I said, we're not just focusing on writing to think for reason number 3. Obviously, you're looking for your evidence for reason number 3. That is also part of your task today. But I want you to really focus on that writing to think and going back to both of your reasons and both reason number 1, reason number 2, and reason number 3, and determining whether or not you have done that successfully. So I'm also going to write on here, find evidence for reason number 3, because that is also part of your task for today. Okay, let us know if you have any questions.